What's up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Alan Tyler and this is Cooking with Alan. Today we're learning a new skill. The skill is flavor combinations, and the point is trying out different mixes of herbs and spices. We're going to do this once again from the 4-Hour Chef. This is lesson 2 in the domestic section. It is titled Flavor Combinations, but we're going to use the medium of scrambled eggs in order to explore these different combinations. So for today, I'm only going to do one of these recipes, but the recommendation is to actually do a variety of them. There's a whole table on here that shows a ton of different flavor combinations for different regions. There's even a little map that kind of color codes it. Today we're doing Middle Eastern, which is just going to be parsley and lemon on the eggs. The point is to explore these different combinations of herbs and spices and different flavorings so that you can then use that and make your own versions of these different dishes. So let's get started. Now, fortunately, our equipment and ingredients for making something like eggs is pretty simple. We need a non-stick skillet or frying pan, a silicone spatula to stir it with, and a Tupperware to save out the egg whites that we'll be separating. That's it for equipment. And our ingredients list is really straightforward as well. Grapeseed oil for cooking the eggs, salt and pepper, of course, dried flaked parsley, a lemon, and of course, eggs. It's time to get cooking. This was a new recommendation that I hadn't heard before, is to actually take the cold eggs that had been in the refrigerator and run them under hot water for about 20 seconds. This helps bring them up closer to room temperature, which is a better way to cook, apparently. This was news to me. Now we're getting ready to start cooking. So I'm gonna turn the heat on and pour some oil in the pan. We're just gonna set it on low to start. We can heat it up later if we need, but the point is to cook the eggs pretty slow. We're putting in about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil, but without measuring, they estimate that it's a 4-inch diameter circle of oil. All right, so for this part, we're gonna crack 2 whole eggs into the pan to start cooking, and then we're gonna separate the yolks from the whites on the other 2, and then add the yolks. Apparently the key to the right consistency, a nice creamy consistency for scrambled eggs, is this 2-to-1 ratio of yolks to whites. I guess you flip that for a good omelet. The other piece that's recommended for cracking eggs is to actually crack them on a flat surface, not on the edge of something. When you crack it on the edge of something, you're much more likely to be pushing the little shell fragments inside of the egg. Whereas if you just crack it on a flat surface, you have a much better shell to work with, and it's easier to pull apart. So I haven't done that before. I'm gonna give that a try. And then of course, to separate the whites from the yolks, we'll do the drip it back and forth between the 2 shell halves. And then that separated yolk right into the pan. Now I'm just gonna put the lid on these egg whites and save them for tomorrow. And we're gonna mix them up and stir these things together a little bit so they're actually starting to scramble. Now I'm gonna toss in some black pepper and salt while it's early on in the cooking process, and then we'll add our herbs a little bit later. For this Middle Eastern variety, I'm gonna stir in a little bit of parsley, dried ground parsley, while their eggs are still cooking, and then once we put them on the plate, we're gonna add a touch of lemon juice over the top of it. And real quick, while those eggs are cooking, I'm gonna prep my lemon. Quick tip for lemon, you give it a nice roll back and forth on the counter. This helps you get a lot more juice out of it. And then rather than cutting the whole lemon open to be able to squeeze some juice out, you just cut a little slit in the side, and then you can squeeze the whole lemon, throw it in a bag, and keep its juice on the inside of the lemon for as long as you need. Check that out. All we have left to do now is squeeze a little bit of lemon over the top and enjoy. And that's it. This plate of eggs looks ready to go, and I'm gonna give it a taste. Creamy texture that I haven't experienced, at least with home-cooked eggs before. I normally cook them at a much, much higher temperature, so they cook super quick. I really like this method of the nice slow cook, as well as the additional yolks. I put quite a bit of lemon on, so that's the primary flavor that I'm getting out of this, but it's really, really nice and subtly balanced with the parsley. It makes it taste very, very fresh and delicious. So I'm gonna keep eating these eggs. Thank you for joining in today. This was learning flavor combinations, one new flavor combination, the Middle Eastern flavor combination. I will be exploring the other combinations down the road using scrambled eggs as a base. I don't want to brag, but I think I nailed this recipe. Once again, thank you for checking it out. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of flavor combinations and scrambled eggs from lesson 2 out of the 4-Hour Chef. My name is Alan Tyler. Don't be afraid to like this video. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.